Welcome to the channel. It's Heidi from Heidi's Road to Happiness. Now, I've tried to put on some music here and there in my channel, and I always get a copyright kind of like, So, I'm trying to work around it. So, what I did today, because we are going back to the 70s and the 80s, because we are doing story time today, all morning I've been listening to the 80s, and then I thought, frick, I got an old boardwalk tape, so I put that on and I'm listening to it, and I'm trying to get in the 80s mode and go back in time, and to tell you some stories because it's story time. All right, so hope you enjoyed that. That was Jeff Kobasiuk. Now Jeff, he's a good guitar player. I got some stories about Jeff. Anyway, he was on the cover of Guitar Magazine, I believe. He was in a Hell's Bells tribute band. Very good entertainer. Very entertaining man. Yes. Anyway. More on that in a little bit. So, when I left off, we were in the 70s, right around the time that I met Hugh. Now, I'm just going to go back a little bit more because, moving forward, I'm going to tell you all the stuff about me that wasn't all that good. Because if you're going to be my husband, and that's where Hugh steps in, right? He's got to deal with all this shit that I've had to deal with, that I don't know how to deal with. So these are kind of a few of my stories that is going to show you that I am not so much in a, oh, you're such a nice person, Heidi. Well, I'm a nice person, but I was a little off my rocker, excuse me. And yeah, I went through a lot of stuff. Didn't understand what was going on. I was covert, involved in things. I played shit on your mind. Didn't realize that till, 40 years frickin' later. Thanks to the channel. But, what kind of person was I? What was I all about? Now, I told you I was hardworking, I was diligent. Yeah, I was all that. But, when you fall off the banana boat because your family's a little messy and things are a little whacked out and whatever, of course you're going to turn to substance, right? Substance abuse, because you don't understand. I should have been medicated. But maybe back then they didn't know what they were doing with their medications anyway. So, what I learned the best out of the crow was how to drink, okay? Because for us persons who were Cripple Crow regulars or whatever, and we stayed after hours and blah, 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 it was special for us because it was like a free pour behind the bar. You basically bring in your own bottle and you just... And so anyway, and that was bad stuff. We shouldn't have done that crap, but we did. And yeah, I could drink most men under the table back then. And to tell you the truth, if we went shot for shot with rye, probably could do the same thing now. I got this weird thing about having to be the end of the party person. I don't like leaving before the end of the party. And at this point, I'm going to take a time out and just say I apologize to my good friends, Bob and Michelle. Right after I had the stroke and the nervous breakdowns and then the COVID, I was invited to the party. Now, every year I'm invited to the party, and I started going in the last little whiles, and then, COVID and all that stuff. So I didn't go, and I was kind of scared to be in public. And by the time this year, which was just a couple of years ago, came along, I was ready to get out because I'd been kind of shut in for about 4.5, 5 years. And I was feeling a lot better and more free and just like, wow, I've been missing out on life when I wanted to jump back in there. So I went to the party, had a really good time, doing lots of shooters, seen some people I haven't seen for a while, very wonderful. Seen some people I met through work, and I had epiphanies, and I had all these feelings happening because I'm awakening, I'm learning who I am, and I was all messed up because I was just so exuberant. I was just like, wow, I was just so full of energy and love and wanting to figure out what the hell. And one thing I forgot about when I drank rye or anything on the harder scale, I get emotional. Now, it's not a bad emotional. Like, I was a happy emotional, don't get me wrong. And, so people were worried about me. I made a little stink. It was like later in the night, much later. Most people were gone. I'm like, are you guys talking about me? Blah, blah, blah. And they're just worried. And they should be, because I'm all weird and acting whatever, because I'm out, I'm free. Like, it was pretty weird. So I apologize for that. I have never been invited back, but I still apologize. And whatever, I think it was a great awakening for me. It was good. But anyway, back to the Crow days. Yes, I did learn how to drink. And that doesn't mean it's a good thing. Remember what I said? Be careful who you hang with. Don't be doing, whatever. Because when I was younger, it wasn't just drinking. I mean, I started smoking pot. I had my dabblings with some, the acid phase and the mushroom phase and all that kind of stuff. And that shit wasn't for me, okay? I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't have a good time. I could walk for miles forever. That was a beautiful thing. That was freeing. But the rest of it was just, I don't like it. So the only thing that stuck out of all that in my younger years was the pot and the liquor. So, and that's fine because that's, pretty small compared to what's out there now. Holy smokes. And what's out there back then as well. So anyway, I do a lot of stupid things because I'm drunk. I remember one night rolling down Brown Street in my favorite outfit, crying because nobody loves me, nobody loves me. The same old bullshit. So that was not good. I remember going to a party, and it was right after Norman and I broke up. Norman was my first boyfriend, and went to this party, and there's all these people around there playing cards. Some are playing cards, some are playing strip poker, some are playing regular poker. People are dancing downstairs. It's like it's all over the place. And I'm the chick in the corner crying. Meanwhile, the ex is upstairs playing strip poker with someone, and I'm all upset. It was weird. I ended up babysitting for the Norman and his new chick, the one he messed around with while we were together, so that they can go out to the movies and stuff. Like, I'm a really weird chick. Why would I babysit? So they could go out and have time. Yeah, I know. I'm just weird. Fucking weird, okay? Like, always been weird, especially with exes. I don't know what it is. It's like you don't want to let them go, right? I guess, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so where was I going with that? But yeah, drinking was my go-to. That's what it was. So yeah, when I met Hugh, I was a groupie, and he's in the band. Like I said, I couldn't remember his name, but he did have a nice ass, very nice ass. And he always wore these sunglasses, and he had a perm. He always had a perm. So yeah, and I was the groupie. I was always the groupie though. I love music, and ever since I could get into the bars and see bands, I would always go and enjoy, right? Like, cause I had just enjoyed life. I enjoyed meeting people, going out, doing things, being a part of society, giving back to the community. I'm that kind of a guy. So anyway, me too. And actually, I think I was after somebody else in the band. Yeah, I wanted Pete, I think it was. And so I tell my woes to Hugh about not getting Pete. I just really want. So anyway, that's how we kind of started hanging out. And I remember the first time I went home with him, I slept on the couch because I'm weird, and he's in whatever. And then the next day we went out for lunch at the Colombian Grill, and then yeah, and we started dating, and it was weird because we both had our moments. Like I was mischievous, he was mischievous, and I remember he came back into town and he was just covered in hickeys from his neck down to his belly button. And I'm like, what the fuck? We do like funny. Anyway, just covered in hickeys, and I'm just shaking my head. And so then we decided, well, maybe we'll just hang out and be one on one. Because, like, I don't feel comfortable. He's going on the road. I'm at home. Like, are we supposed to be good? Can I trust you? I don't know you. Like, can I trust you? I didn't trust anybody by this time. Two guys, they both cheated on me. Like, no respect. I got no respect. So anyway, we decided we're going to do that. And the next time they came into town, there was two girls that came. Two of the exes for my ex's exes. One was blonde and one was brunette. I do remember their names. I'm not saying their names. But anyway, one was darker haired and she was kind of tough looking. West Fork kind of girl. The other one was blonde and she was more of the library type girl. So I'm sitting there, and that night I was having fun. And I was out with my girl, one of my girls. And Hugh comes to the table and says, okay, so that one over there, West Fork chick, yeah. She wants me to go home with her. And I'm like, well, no, we're together now. You're coming home with me. Well, I think she's She's been in business, so just keep your eye out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta watch this girl now because she pretty much said she's gonna lose and you're coming home with me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I was a little nervous about that. And then on the other side of the bar was the librarian chick, and she thinks she's pregnant. Oh my god! And we just decided we're gonna be together, and I'm like, oh, should I be mistress? Like, what the hell's going on here? Anyway, that's how that started. It was very weird, but we got together, we hung out. It was good, you know. We enjoyed each other's company and bodies. Yeah, I must say, we had a lot of body contact. Oh my gosh! I used to wear dresses all the time. My mom would freaking tease me all the time. What's the matter? Can't wear any pants? No, can't wear any pants. So, but anyway, yeah, we were very rowdy. And you know, blindsided. I was blindsided because you know he's in a band, and you know all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I just thought he was cute, and he said nice stuff to me. And I remember this one night. Like I used to have this dream. Okay, I had this dream where I didn't like bridges at all because we had to go over the bridge going to Highway 61 there, and it's just a rickety old bridge that moved up and down or sideways or whatever, and to let boats across it. It scared the shit out of me. So all my life I had this dream where I'm driving over a bridge, and somehow we slide off the bridge, and I'm in the water, and I'm in the car. And I'm in the car, and I'm trying to get out, and it's filling up with water, but I can't open the window yet. I can't do nothing. And I'm starting to panic, and I see somebody coming towards the car. They're swimming towards the car. And once they hit the car, I wake up. Okay? So I had that dream forever. And I told this story to Hugh one night, and he turned white, and he looked at me, and he said, what? And then he said, I've had this dream where I'm on the shore, and I see a car going in the water. And I jump in the water, and when I get to the car, I wake up, and I'm like, holy fuck. I'm thinking, we're soulmates. That's it. We're soulmates. I am hooked, line, and sinkered. I am in. This is it. I believe that we're soulmates. So from that moment on, he's my man. That's it, right? And we were together for quite a while, I guess, and he was on the road, and I was at home, and I traveled to all the little towns across whenever I didn't have to work or whatever to go and see him. And yeah, then their band broke up. It was pretty crazy, their band. Yeah, it just broke up on stage one night. The guitar player walked off, then the singer walked off, then everybody just kind of standing around wondering what the hell's going on. So that was the end of Jade. So then from then it's just, you know, we got to decide what we're doing. So that's when we started to really think about putting myself in the, well, not really. We didn't think about putting myself in the band for a while. Hugh's mom was worried because we were living together already, and she's like, you make sure you mark down everything that he owes you, you know. And I'm like, oh, it's a team effort here, Mom. It's okay. She's like, no, mark shit down. Be safe. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, you know. Mother-in-law, she's all worried. And that's okay, whatever. So anyway, Hugh got the band together, I guess. There was Randy and Ken. Randy, Ken, and Rusty was our sound man. And Jeannie. Jeannie was the singer. And none of the guys really harmonized. There was no extras, right? No big bang for their buck. Oh, and Hugh. Hugh was a keyboard player. Don't forget about Hugh. So I love to sing. You know, I was in the choir. I was in the church choir. I was in the school choir. I really love to sing. So I said to Jeannie, let's go upstairs. But the guys were downstairs, and we went upstairs, and we learned a couple songs. You Are the Light by, was it? No, Crying Over You, Platinum Blonde. So we got the intro, 1, 2, 3, crying over you. So we had, and it was bang on harmonies, boom, and we hit it. And then we did Dreams, Fleetwood Mac. And so I'm like, I don't live anywhere. I mean, really, I'm couch surfing, whatever. Why can't I come on the road? I'll just come on the road and be the backup singer. And I'll just stay with Hugh. So I became Hugh's bitch on the road, or Hugh's sex thing on the road, whatever. But I didn't get paid. Really, I didn't get paid ever, right? Just gave myself a number at the end of the year, somewhere in amongst the rest of them, and then that was my technical pay. But technically, you know, I owned half of everything because it started when we started together, right? Like he did have some things and whatever. But anyway, that was the beginning of the McNally Roadshow, right? So yeah, and our first band was called McNally. So yeah, let's do a little bit more of this. Let's see what I got here. Hang on. I'm working with old stuff, right? I got the old DVD player out. Wow. 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 Anyway, hey, I'm going to do some more this week. This is on the 80s. We're doing some 80s. Now, a little while ago, I was a little upset. I said I was mad a little bit inside. I guess I am. But I think a lot of that has to do with my purpose and, you know, I've been denying myself happiness for a while, right? Like, I mean, I am happy, like I said. But what makes me happy? Singing makes me happy. I don't do it very well. So Jeannie came over the other day, and I had bought us some boom stand and a music stand, and she brought over her guitar. And lo and behold, we found a few songs that we can do. So I think that within the next month or so, Jeannie and I will be up here doing a couple of tunes. You know, give us some leeway. I mean, we're old broads, giving it a go once again. I'm excited about it, though. It's fun. I got a song in my heart, and I want to share it with you. So, hey, you guys have a good day. We'll get back to the story when I come back. Do a good deed. I've done many. And, you know, hey, give yourself a pat on the back. Tell yourself you love yourself, because you should. And I'll talk to you in a while. Got to go enjoy the rest of my day off. Later, cats.